Hi everyone. Welcome back to the 2025 Push into Your Promised Land. If you have been rocking with me for a couple of months now, you know that we have been going through the different steps of the process that God takes us on, the journey that God takes us on from when it is God releases the word of promise. For this channel, we deal with restoration of marriages, but whatever the promises that God has given you, it is from when it is God first releases that word unto you to when it is you get into the promises of God, the promised land, what it is He has promised you. This is the channel that we talk about the steps, and we have been going through the first step, which was the word, the Lord releasing that word unto you, and we had some parts into that word. The second step we realized was us actually believing the word that God has released unto us. And again, we had some parts that we went through for that particular step. Now we are heading into step 3, and step 3 is doubt. You know what? After it is God releases the word of promise unto us and our heart grabs hold of it in belief, the first thing that the enemy is going to do, he is going to test that word. And one of the things that we battle with, especially when it is we are believing for a promise from God, because sometimes God gives us some elaborate promises and you're like, I don't know how this is going to come to pass. The enemy is going to send some distractions. He's going to send some tests. He's going to allow some things to come your way to make you doubt what God is speaking onto you, right? So step 3 in our process that God allows us to go through is the step of doubt. This is when it is God allows the enemy to test that word for us to be able to stand. Whether are you going to continue believing what it is I've said, even when it is things don't look the way that you expect it to look? Are you going to doubt what it is I've been speaking to you? Or are you going to stand on my promises? Are you going to stand not only on what it is God has spoken unto us, but we've also talked about the character of God. When we stand, when we believe, we're not only believing what God has spoken unto us, we're believing the person who has spoken that word to us. We know that God does not lie. We know that He's faithful. We know that He's true. His word says that His word is trustworthy, and because He has spoken it, because we know of the character of the person that has spoken that to us, the one who has been the same from the beginning of the foundation of the earth to being the same as we walk through it, and to the same that will come. He's the same God. He's the same God in the Old Testament. He's the same God in the New Testament. He is faithful. He is true. He has been tested. He's been tried. He's been true. And everything that we go through, it allows us to be able to realize that God is true. He is faithful. He is just. He is righteous. And He is never changing. He is the same God that we can believe, who has released that word. We believe when we hear that word. We believe when we grab hold that word and put it in our hearts. And we believe when it is God is asking us to go through that process to see the promises of God. So again, the next step, or I should say step 3 of our process to the promised land, is going through doubt. It's going through doubt. So I look forward to going through, as we go through all the different parts that come with when the enemy sends that doubt against us. So I look forward to going through that with you, and I will see you back again here next time. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye-bye. I was created